Hello, my name is Tawana Omer Kelley, and I am providing a reflection on the an uncomfortable field trip from the ethic of justice perspective. What questions would this framework prompt me to ask about the case? Same ones. For justice, it's about, is there a law, right, or policy in place for this? If there is, should it be enforced? And then if not, should there be one? And I definitely think there should be policies. Um, the policy of perhaps, or right. I think that is the right of a student, if the school can provide it, an opportunity for students to be exposed um, to various things that could change the trajectory of their lives. When you think about um, should there be some policies in place? I do think so, and I'll talk about those as I go further in. Um, the facts about the case that becomes most important for me is, did the boys, Miss Anderson was first upset about the way they dressed. They were dressed up. They had on dress pants. So it could have been an interpretation of what dress is for specific cultures, and wearing your dress pants with your kicks is a very much acceptable um, form of dressing up in a lot of communities. And so they need to look at that. If I were to investigate this, and I was guided by only this framework, I would look into creating policies that could thwart this type of behavior on a field trip. So I would be looking at, how could the teacher have engaged them more with actually taking in information and being responsible for it on once they got back to school. So there could have been questions that they had to ask. There could have been materials that they had to gather while they were there. So there were different ways in which a policy of engagement could have thwarted some of that behavior. The boys were left to their own devices, and they were taking in this information on their own, unprompted. And so, had they had some guidelines on what they were supposed to be doing, what questions they were supposed to be asking, their sarcasm potentially could have been taken down to a lesser degree. Um, but I also think, um, when thinking about this, Miss Anderson, with her main thing, should be about exposing the scholars and making certain that they're receiving an opportunity, seeing an opportunity, as they may be first generation scholars. She should not be discouraged. They were being boys and just may have needed to been guided better on the choices they made.